Journal entry number 23, April 7th, 2023. I've come to realize that the summit of our greatest potential is not reached through giant leaps or colossal bounds, but through a constant, pervasive tapping, through the act of chiseling, one piece at a time, at the stone which you intend to become a masterpiece. Tap, tap, tap. 1, 2, 3 steps closer every other hour. Let not my circumstances stifle me. Let not the turmoil that people bring distract me from staying the course. Let not losses and my desire to pull myself out of the hells that plague me demoralize me to the extent of abandoning the path. Tap, tap. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps closer every other hour. I wish I could turn off the sensation of despair, dim the agony of failure, only long enough to gather the wit in order to clear these insufferable hurdles I keep facing. I wish I was resourceful, able to manufacture lucrative opportunities on a whim. Sadly, I do not seem to possess such initiative. I seem to constantly resemble the reed that bends at the will of the wind, merely doomed to react to the cruelty and unpredictability of this life. It all just seems to happen, and majority of the time it is happening to me. I want to win, just this once. Like Sasaki Kujiro, I seek to taste victory. If I remain here even a second longer, I will be sick to my stomach, I am sure of it, without a doubt. I can't help but recall the tale of a group of adventurers and explorers, each of them varying in experience and skill set. There were those who were older and more experienced, and of course the younger ones. One of them asked the older men, given that this was his very first voyage, his very first adventure, implored with the older man, "What if I lose my backpack and get flung into a quicksand with no means to pull myself to safety?" "Well," the older adventurer responded, "I suppose your shirt should be a decent substitute for a rope so that you may pull yourself out." The younger explorer had an expression of confusion on his face, doubting the possibility of that working out. "What if I am stuck in the most brutal of blizzards with no sign of calm, only the cruel cold persisting?" he asked the older man. "Well, I suppose the breath on your hands is all the warmth you'll need." The younger man still did not seem satisfied. "What if I am hanging off the precipice of a cliff, not much strength remaining in my weary fingers?" The older man responded, "Well, I suppose your feet should be able to lift you to the solid ground once more." "What if there is no way out?" the younger man. "What if it is bleak and without any sign of success or hope? What if I am in a storm and it does not seem to let up?" "Well," the older adventurer responds, "you shall blaze a path bright enough for you to light your way just by paying attention to the timing of the lightning, each time that it flashes enough light so that you may see the next step in front of you." The older adventurer was trying to tell the younger one that there's always a way. There is always some sort of escape, some sort of bright side, silver lining, despite how dull the situation may be, despite how bleak the future may seem. There is always a way. If the storm does not let up, then the lightning will light the way. They say that what a man does when the storm comes is what defines him. I tried to keep this in the back of my mind, especially safeguarding each obstacle that I seem to face. But of course, as always, it's all easier said than done. You may remember the words, you may remember the advice of some of the wisest people we know, but the words often seem without use, especially when we're facing our hardest battles. Sometimes my doubts seem to overtake me. Sometimes it seems that victory refuses to be my portion. Yet still, I too seek to experience what it is like to win. I too seek to stand on that podium. I too seek to receive my medal and nervously read from the flashcards of my acceptance speech. I too want to hear the applause. I want to be the victor and burst through the limits that insist on shackling me. The need to overcome becomes very overwhelming sometimes. But it is most important to remember that greatness is a process. It is not an overnight affair, and it is not a journey you may take without expecting to sacrifice, without expecting to take some losses, without expecting to grow, to become something new, something enduring, something resilient. I wish you victory in anything, in everything that you do.